This is the Masters of Fitness podcast.
Welcome to the Masters of Fitness. We'll just call this one a CrossFit Games recap, kind of a CrossFit catch-up, CrossFit roundabout recap. We're going to give you everything you need to know about the CrossFit Games, how it went down this weekend, upcoming CrossFit, the CrossFit Games at the actual ranch, and just talk about CrossFit. We'll give you guys one of our plenty once every 2 months pure CrossFit episodes. Even though when me and Thad started this all out, even though we big CrossFit guys, we said we wasn't going to do CrossFit centric stuff, but you got to give us at least one every couple of months to kind of vent on CrossFit. Ain't that right, Thad?
Yeah, you got to get it out of your system.
You never get CrossFit out of you. So we almost did. We was supposed to do the show last night, but of course, technical difficulties running behind. Then we start talking about CrossFit. I say, damn, we almost doing the whole show talking about these young up-and-comers on CrossFit, man. So
yeah, it's easy to do.
So jumping right into it, man. So what do you think? First off, the new format and how it went. What do you think about that overall? Some people liked it, some people didn't. I thought it was going to be similar to how how Rogue did the Iron Games, where they had everything simulcast, but apparently it wasn't like that, wasn't it?
No, no, they I guess they didn't want to spend the money to televise all that stuff or to get it all live on Facebook or something. That takes a lot of money to coordinate one of them things like that. So, but I don't know. In my opinion, for this crazy world, the way everything is, and the way everything's going, I feel like they've done what they can do, the best they can do with what they have to work with.
No, and you're right. Like if you mirror, and I always, like I said last night, kind of UFC kind of pioneered sports in regards to like pushing the envelope when it comes to like getting events out there, even though they have even though COVID is going on. And if you look at how they're doing things, they keep everybody isolated in regards to, like, you have two fighters come in, they isolate it. Once that fight's over with, those fighters leave the arena, then two more fighters come into isolation, and that's they continue that process. So, and that kind of laid the groundwork, and it's kind of what CrossFit did in regards, like, hey, how can we maximize all the people together? The unique thing about CrossFit is we're already used to doing the online format thing, because that's how CrossFit became popular. So that's nothing new. Like, it wasn't like it was outside the realm of normality for the athletes, because we're used to doing online. We do like every event is an online qualifier. Open is an online qualifier. Sectional events are online qualifier. Waterpalooza, the games in Dubai, like Australians, the games, the Brazilian games, all that is all online qualifiers. So it wasn't nothing outside the realm of what we was used to.
No.
And another good thing, it helped benefit the people in Australia, so they don't have to work out at 2 a.m. in the morning as compared to somebody who's working out their normal time. It's kind of keep everybody in their whole comfort zone. So
yeah, no, it worked out good. And I don't know. I really haven't heard any people talking real bad about it. All the stuff I read and all the people I follow, everybody seems to be happy with it.
And it's easy to watch. I could go and just watch Matt Frazier do his workout. I could watch Noah Olsen do his workout without seeing people get lost. Because sometimes, even when you're watching a full televised CrossFit Games, there's certain athletes that you want to root for, but then you don't get to see those athletes because the camera is focused on other people. So now you get to focus on your particular guy that you're rooting for, and you create more of that personal connection between the athletes that you like. So
yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
I was kind of hurt. My favorite athlete didn't make it through, Chandler Smith. 2 points. Missed it by 2 points. But like we said last night, man, it's a young group of up-and-comers that's going to be pushing that envelope right now. Some of those familiar names that we used to seeing on like in the next 3 to 4 years are no longer going to be there anymore. I think it's a good thing. It shows that the sport is continuing to grow.
Oh yeah, it's growing. It's evolving. I mean, look at these guys that are in here right now. Other than Frazier and Olsen, the next three guys down that made it to the games, Justin Medeiros, Samuel Quant, and Jeffrey Adler. I mean, heck, Medeiros is 21 years old. Quant's 24 years old. and Adler's 26.
And that's what scares. Like these guys are doing CrossFit at an earlier age. Like I always take,
yeah.
like, I joke about my kids and like even Staten, they see us doing CrossFit, they do CrossFit, so they're used to it. As compared to when we started CrossFit, or like a Rich Froning started CrossFit, or like a Matt Frazier started CrossFit, we was already stuck in our ways at like 25, 26, 28. So we had like my body was already broken down from years of bad bodybuilding. But just growing into the sport, and you have athletes coming over from football. Like when I trained these guys this summer, like these guys were flying through these workouts because they're just natural athletes. So you have more of these athletes transition over into the sport. It's exciting to see. It makes it a lot competitive as compared to we just don't see the games dying out with the age of the athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I don't think you're going to see that happening, especially now since this other guy has came in and and taken over CrossFit and all the people that he's brought in with him. This thing's just going to go crazy, and it's probably going to be worldwide. The outside the United States is where it's really going to boom.
And that's one good thing, I guess, they did previously is they made the conscious effort to expand it worldwide and not just centric in American centric sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
because it's a global fitness is global. Fitness is not excluded to just one individual company. And CrossFit is one of those rare workouts or rare types of workouts where you don't need an exorbitant amount of equipment. You could literally take anything that weighs something and do a CrossFit workout. Like you just told me today why you didn't do kettlebell thrusters. I was like, never thought of it, but now that's something you could add to the repertoire. So it's pretty cool.
I was just trying to get you to, if you can't do wall balls, we're going to get you to do something just like them.
I wasn't doing thrusters. I did Fran. I did a 240 Fran. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a break. I deserve a little break from thrusters. Speaking of Fran,
that's why y'all need a real coach over there at that daggum garage.
We follow comp train. We don't need I don't need you fussing at me, Thad. We don't need that. But speaking of Fran, so it was funny. The reason I did Fran last week because Josh, our buddy Josh, thought Friendly Fran was going to be a nice little breeze through workout, which of course for Matt Frazier, who did it in like 3 minutes and 3 seconds or whatever like that. Actually, I watched him. Was it like 303?
308.
308. I watched him do that workout. It was him, Noah Olsen, and 2 other guys competing. And they were going head to head, and Frazier was just like, it reminded me of like how Rich Froning used to move through workouts. He was just slow and steady. His thrust was just slow and steady. Breathe that top, take that big breath, jump on it, knock out 21, come down, breathe, squat, breathe, squat, breathe, squat, breathe. It was just methodical. And then it seemed like he was moving through it effortlessly the whole workout.
Yeah, it looks easy, doesn't it?
But he makes it look so easy to where you believe you could be like, man, I could do 21 of those things unbroken. Then
go ahead and grab your barbell, load it up with 115 pounds, get nice and warmed up, get your heart rate up, let it calm down, do it all the right way, then go into it. I want to see how many thrusters you do.
I could do the first set. I maybe could do 21 and 21, but after that, I'm done. I mean, that's a lot of thrusters to do, but just to to
you throw the chest to bars on top of it,
Oh yeah, I forgot it was chest to bars. It wasn't regular pull-ups.
Yeah, that's a lot of energy.
So just the fact, and even the guys who still was in that 4-minute range, let's say an average person does Fran in about, let's say about 4. It's about a 4 to 6 minute workout, 7 minutes max. Yeah. I'm talking about if you plan on going at RX, but then after you go, if you get anything longer than that, you should drop down the weight, in my opinion.
Right.
Let's just say if you work through Fran, finish about 7 minutes, 4 minutes, you like moving. That's a pretty good time. Sub 3 minutes. Yeah. That's elite. I don't want to say elite level time, but that's a dang good time. But these guys did 21, 21, 21, 21, and like a 4-minute mark or whatever. That was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. They were all like the top. I'm looking at it. The top 14 people, big majority of them were under 4 seconds. So right at 4 seconds.
What was within 4 seconds of each other?
Well, I meant 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay. 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And and you got to think about that's doing because I was thinking about the workout. You almost have to do everything. You almost have to do at least the chest to bar unbroken if you want to have a really good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And only breaking up the thrusters maybe once. And that's like dropping it, picking it up, and going once, like once on the last 2 sets. The first set has to be unbroken at least. So,
yep.
but maybe I'll give that workout a try. I saw Dan Bailey and Rich Froning did the workout together. I forgot what their time was, but I think it's on Rich Froning's page. They both did the open workout. So
did they? I didn't see
and
that.
Dan Bailey actually broke up his wall ball. He broke up his thrusters on the first set.
Really?
So it was a quick breakup, like drop it, pick it up. It wasn't like we do when we break sometime. You drop, take about 10-second breaks, walk around, wipe the sweat off your face, and then get back to moving again. So
yeah.
Friendly Fran, it looked easy, it looked deceptive, but it probably was a very tough workout.
Heck yeah. So after that, Friday they did Friendly Fran, and then they went into the 1 rep max front squat.
What was the top 495? What's the
490 pounds?
490-pound front squat.
Yep.
That's pretty. Just to compare that, what was you have that guy's Friendly Fran time?
Well, yeah, he was in 9th place on Friendly Fran with a 407, and then he did a 490-pound 1 rep max front squat. His name is Griffin Roll, Roell.
And it just goes to show you the better.
He's 28 years old, 5'10", 205. And I had somebody was telling me today at the gym that if you go look at his Instagram page, that this guy throws around some major weight on a regular basis. It's like he was cycling a 360-something pound barbell the other day on his Instagram.
Man, it is. And people, so I remember the myth with CrossFit is that if you do CrossFit, you lose your gains. Oh man, you can't get strong doing CrossFit. You can't do this, doing that. But these guys, the capacity that they have to actually move the way you do, and actually the strength that you gain from doing. Even if you take the elite athletes out of it, if you just take the average guys like us doing CrossFit, like just the average Joe at the gym, like a guys are moving maybe like we'll say a 250 back squat and still able to run about an 8 to 9 minute mile, even a sub 10-minute mile with that back squat. That's some pretty good numbers to have.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that guy? I can't remember his name. He ran. Golly, what was the deal? He's back squatted a certain amount.
Run a sub 5 minute sub 5 minute mile and a 500-pound back squat. That's how hard it is to run a sub 5. I ran a 5:46 6 years ago and my heart almost died. I would never do that. I would rather run a 10K than run that fast again in my life.
Yeah.
I just try running that what the world record marathon pace was a 4:18 or 4 something 4 minute mile crazy. Pace for 26 miles.
That's crazy.
That's crazy retarded. So then they did so when did they do the handstand, the max handstand hold? The guys don't seem like the guys didn't do as good as the ladies did on that handstand hold.
Yeah, the handstand hold was on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
That was the second to the last event on Saturday.
So everything was good and wore out. Then they had to go into holding a handstand.
Yeah. So the handstand hold, let me see. The handstand hold. First place was Noah Olson. Second place was Frazier.
No surprise.
And third place was that Samuel Quant guy that finished fourth.
I'm gonna go check out his Instagram and see more about that guy. He's and you say he's the one that's 21?
Yeah. No, Quant, he's 24.
24. Yeah, that's old enough to be my kid, Dad.
But all those guys, they held a freestanding handstand for right at a minute and a half.
That's pretty good. in regards to, if you think about that's compared to the ladies who did, I think Catherine did in like 2 minutes and like 2 minutes and 50 some seconds. But you got to think it's the muscle mass that those guys carrying just in the shoulders, how much energy that takes to hold that handstand for that long and then be able to still do that heavy front squat. So backtracking a little bit, let's talk about the domination on the lady side by Miss Tia Clara Toomey. You think anybody's beating her? Honestly,
no, not this year. There's no way. It's not going to happen.
What do you think it would take? Because I mean, what do you think it'll take for somebody to beat her? You think Haley Adams would be the next? Just is like as she mature, just up and coming, get her strength up.
Yeah, because she's only like 19 years old or something like that.
Yeah, and that's
what she's 19.
To me, like what she did, that 275 clean and jerk at the Iron Games, that was unbelievable.
Yeah,
like unbelievable to do that much weight and then have the capacity to compete at a high level in regards to endurance type workouts.
She front squatted 313 pounds. And you know what's crazy about it is what? She's 5'4", 128 pounds.
Dang.
5'4", 128 pounds, and she front squatted 313.
That's crazy. But I'll watch her. Do you watch her YouTube page? She has a bit. She has a very I like the way she approaches her YouTube page. She's a very, I'm not saying I can't speak for every athlete because I don't follow everyone, but she's a very humble like athlete. Like I don't want to say she lives a regular life, but they do normal things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Kind of like with Christy Aramo. Yeah. I like her. Did she compete? Did she compete this in the was she in the CrossFit Games? Okay. Mm-hmm. She also is another good. Those two, Toomey and Aramo, are really good pages to follow in regards. They're really open about how they train and what they do. So it's not really a secret. It's not a secret what they're doing. It's just if you follow those guys and look at how they train and just putting in the work day in and day out, and it's a method to the madness. So
let me see. She got married. I thought she was on here. I don't know.
Her last name changed. So, but yeah, women on the women's side, I don't think, like you said, I don't think too many people are gonna get close to Tia. But it's like you said, it's different though. Catherine, she's always up there. Like I think she's gonna be like, I think Annie Storr's daughter used to be my favorite CrossFit athlete because she was just a career CrossFit. She just loved CrossFit. Every time she did a workout, she had a huge smile on the face. Mm-hmm. And Catherine, she won two. She went back to back 2 years.
Right. Yeah, she won 2.
She won 2. And she's really good. But Tia just hit that. Once Tia found that she could hit that next drive and knew, because remember she finished second. And nobody gave her like she wasn't that hyped up as an athlete. Like she came out of nowhere and got second, 2 years in a row? And then she ended up winning every year after that since then. And once she got that edge to know that she could win, it hadn't been close. And plus she's down there with Fronin and CrossFit Mayhem in Cooksville, Tennessee, just where they breed CrossFit athletes. I need to go train over there.
Shoot. I just want to go have them send me some water from the faucet over there.
Just drink. Do they lose at anything at CrossFit Mayhem? I watched those guys. They all got together and did like a triathlon or whatever. But they just do random stuff. I don't want to say they do random stuff like that, but they just like all woke up together at the gym and did like a competitive triathlon and they bike through the mountains and stuff like that. So another plus about CrossFit, it's all about being creative and having fun. It ain't about sitting in there. No offense to bodybuilding. I don't want to offend any bodybuilding because that actually has a place in the fitness world, and a lot of CrossFit guys do bodybuilding. A lot of CrossFit guys do bodybuilding for their accessory work to help develop muscles as well. But it just goes to show you, get out of that boring atmosphere, just going to the gym and getting outside and being active and doing stuff. So
yeah,
that's the one thing I did miss about the CrossFit Games not being online. well, the CrossFit Games being online and not being live is those events like the bike race and like the that time they did that, what was that, cyclo course or whatever, would have to
Right,
carry the bike through the
the
sand.
cyclocross.
The cyclocross, and one year they did like the bike race on actual road bikes and the O course race and the run swim one. Those are always interesting to watch. So because
You
it's
remember
different.
the guy that won that cyclocross race, right?
What about no? Who won it?
That guy, I can't remember his name. He got busted for the SARS using
Oh,
the
Ricky Gerard. Is that his
yeah,
name?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Gerard.
Then his brother got busted too. Then if you was actually watching the actual games on Netflix, his brother handed him a bottle of stuff on camera. How stupid is that? Look, old Josh Morales showed up. Speaking of Josh, he didn't like how the CrossFit Games was televised, but Josh is a newbie to CrossFit, so we'll let him make it.
Yeah, he's just a confused little fella.
He's a good kid. Josh been putting in work, so he's getting ready for the Norbeast Games. He actually said he wants to wear a Masters of Fitness T-shirt while he's competing. So,
oh yeah, we'll probably hook him up with that, huh?
Told him that'll make him do a workout to accommodate him to see if he's worthy of the name.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah,
But yeah. So that's the only, I would say that's the only downfall about it being online, is that I just miss the competitiveness of everybody being together, walking through the tunnels, looking at them backstage, just watching all the different athletes interact. Because actually, once they move over, it's going to just be 5-on-5 at the ranch, right?
Yep.
Which is going to be different. I don't think you could be as creative with the workouts with just 5 people.
I don't know. I think it's probably going to be. This is probably going to be pretty memorable. What's going to go
You
on?
think?
I'd be willing to bet you. Yeah.
But it's because it's gonna be cutthroat. You don't have 40 people to hide behind. It's only you against these 5 people. Like you either gonna show up. He's not gonna have those guys that be like, I did bad in the first event. Oh, my side is hurting. Oh, my ankle twisted a little bit. Because every time even sanctional, those guys that make it to sanctionals, they're supposed to be those top level athletes. And then you look at them from the leaderboard and they're already bowed out of the games because of an injury. Like, man, what is this? You did all this to come there and say you hurt yourself a little bit, so you're not going to compete. Mm-hmm. It's like that one guy. I forgot. He was from Eastern European or maybe I forgot. He used to always compete in the opens and he would always do good. And then everybody was waiting on him to do a sanctional. He did a sanctional event and he did horrible. Like he wasn't even because they knew, I don't want to say they knew it was phony, but they just knew he was gaming things.
Oh yeah, that's that old boy. Lee, man. I can't remember his name.
But he would always blow through those. He would put astronomical numbers. He the one who did those funny burpees. It was like a kipping burpee type or whatever.
Right. Thea started with the TH.
Don't mess that man's name up bad.
But anyway, he pretty much bit the dust at the road games last year.
Yeah, it was the road games, and everybody was like, wait, I was like, I don't want to say they wanted him to fail, but they wanted to see what he really was about.
Right. And then you saw the next thing that came at him was a drug test, and he failed that too.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So he did fail a drug test.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Whoa,
so, and then, like on his Instagram page, he more or less put it out there that he didn't give a crap what anybody else thought.
Oh yes, I remember Arm & Hammer did. When he posted, Arm & Hammer did the show about him and went to his page, and he was acting like a real douche. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care what you guys think. I don't care about any of this. Blah blah blah. Those type of guys give CrossFit the bad name. CrossFit is a very good community. You have jerks like that who act like the typical tool, and
he got what he had coming to him. I promise you that. And everybody in the whole CrossFit world knew exactly what he was doing
and what he was about.
Right? Yeah. It was just a matter of time before they nailed him. Josh says, why top 5 and not the top 10 to go to the games? I think they went with just the top 5. It's just purely logistical reasons. I'm pretty sure. The ranch out there. It's not close to anything. They don't have any amenities out there. So they were saying, that
Not like it's LA.
whatever they need to eat or however they need to take care of themselves for the whole day or for the whole competition, they got to carry all this stuff in with them.
This a ranch. It's not like it's in near a big city. So I remember even when they did they had to fly, then they caught a bus up to the ranch when they did those 2 events a couple of years ago at the ranch, right?
Yeah.
And it was a good little bit they had to travel.
I'd be willing to bet you that's why it's only five men and 5 women.
That makes sense. Logistics is. I think even if you get more than that, like up to 10, then you start getting into just like issues of where people are going to stay, providing food, and just all that. So
yeah,
don't worry,
so
Josh.
He says
he
wants to know who's gonna push Tia.
Haley might give ain't nobody pushing Tia, Josh. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's not like you said, not this year.
I don't see it happening.
How old is Tia?
Tia, she's like 26.
Really? She's only 26?
Yeah, 26.
Oh yeah, well she has at least 4 more years of dominance. And that'll give I think the only thing unless she makes the like Rich Froning did, she makes that conscious decision like, hey, I wanna not saying if you start a family, you have to stop doing CrossFit, but you have to like different objectives in life you start turning wanting different things. She might get into like the whole gym, owning the gym, wanting family, and that might actually, once you start doing that, it takes your mind out of training because being that high of an athlete, it takes a lot of effort. I remember Matt Frazier said when he wakes up, only thing he has to worry about is training. He has somebody cooking his food, paying his bills, doing everything he needs. So all he has to do is just go out and train every day.
Yeah.
And the minute you have I'm not saying children takes away from it and you can't still compete at that level with kids, but like, do you want to really take away from your family like that to put that much work into it, to be that high level?
I'd be willing to bet you that this is probably going to be the last year that Frazier's the champ.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm just making a prediction because this will be his 5th one. That's 5 years of being on top. I'm sure he's probably has to be getting a little tired. I mean, it's always something. It's go here, do go there, do this, do that. I don't know. To me, and then staying in that level of excellence, basically, it's just hard to do. It's hard to maintain that all the time.
And the thing, like you said, it's kind of like I equate it to any other sport that someone plays, especially the way now how CrossFit is structured now, and they still like you have these sanctions. So it's almost like a season you go into. It's like how much damage are you willing to put your body through to stay at that level? Because I mean, it's like any other sport that you go through. When you train and you compete, you're prone to more injuries because you're using your body more. So when you try to maximize your body, it's at its point of like peak performance every day. You get tired of that. Mentally, you get drained. The human mind only has so much willpower to take, all that type of stuff. Even professional athletes, they get tired. They're like, you know what? I'm good. Then we don't understand, man, you're quitting at the top of your game. Like, man, I've been doing this my whole life. I want to do something else. I want to focus. And it's not always, people always put it like to the money. Oh, he's making good money. He's doing that, but it's not always about money all the time.
No.
And we get selfish when we watch these athletes compete and expect them to just like, we expected Fronin to just dominate forever. And when he walked away, he was like, man, I'm tired. I just want to do my thing, raise my family, work out, and be competitive in the team. And he's happy with it. Like when they still try to push him back. And to individuals, he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not worried about it. He's like, it's Frazier's turn. He has that. I'm good.
Yeah,
so
it's not important to him anymore.
No. And like even thinking about the older guys, like the Neil Maddoxes, the Annie Thor's daughters, the Ben Smiths, like these guys who who've lived like Ben Smith. He's been to the games almost every year since he was 17 years old. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot on your body. Like you said, injuries start to catch up, like the back surgery here. Like back surgery it's not a joke when you have to deal into any type of back surgery. I don't think you ever could be the same after having a back surgery.
No.
And Annie, didn't she have a back surgery, right? And she's still highly competitive, but she wasn't the same as she was before she had her back surgery.
Well, we're sitting here talking about all these surgeries and all this and that, and a lot of people look at CrossFit, and that's what they see, because that's all they see is these big people, where normal people like us, sure, you get some little aches and pains here and there, but we're not gonna, or you shouldn't anyway, push yourself to the point to where you're training so hard to where you're blowing your back out and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I want to stress that to everybody.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Just because we're talking about these games people, it's not that way with everybody.
I had to learn the hard way. You don't go into CrossFit every day trying to win every workout. Like some days your body is just not feeling it. You want to go in there and just go through the motions, get a good workout in, get a good sweat, and go home. And your body will appreciate that. Like we talked about on the podcast, a couple of podcasts ago with Andy, is the fact that you work out smarter to work out harder, not just trying to go out and work out hard and kill yourself every day. So like I said, I don't want to say I've been lax for the past couple of weeks, so I've been kind of taking it easy, and it realized it hadn't hurt me that much at all, as much as you think. You don't have to go hard every day to stay competitive.
No. No, I'm getting to be a firm believer in that. Yeah, so here's Arabo right here. I finally found her. She was in ninth place. She finished in ninth.
In ninth, man, I like her, man. She's really like, she gets excited about CrossFit. If you ever get to check out some of the stuff on her YouTube page, man, it's like I said, her and Tia, they are, and even Catherine are very open. Like nothing we do in CrossFit is a secret. First off, the workouts are for free. You go to CompTrain, you get a free workout every day. Misfit, they make you pay for their stuff now. I don't know why. I hadn't been on the page ever since they started. No offense against Misfit and what they do and they provide, but for me, it goes away from the idea of providing a free workout for everybody to just enjoy in the community. Like Ben Bergeron, he gets it. Give you the free workout, and if you want a little bit more instruction and more, hey, you just pay a little bit more for like the extra details. Yeah. CrossFit.com, you can log on CrossFit.com and get a free workout every day. Yep. So, like I say, even Frazier, he shows his workouts, he shows what he does, the things he go through, his weight training. So I implore you guys to check out some of these high quality athletes and just kind of see the work they put into, because we always look at them on TV and be like, oh, they must be taking this, they must be taking that, because we realize we're putting that excuse on them and putting it in our head because we don't want to work as hard as they doing to get to where they're at. So we want to make ourselves believe that they're cheating to get to where they're at. It's like, no, these guys just put in like I think Tia and Frazier, these guys are waking up at 5:00 to do a cardio session, then do a weight training session, go eat, take a nap, go back to the gym, do WODs, work on accessory work, and then end with something else and go home and eat dinner, wake up and do it all over again. Well, us average people, if we do one strength training and one WOD in a day, we think we done killed it. So I'm just saying it's a lot of work and a lot of volume they get to. Yeah. So I remember I had dreams of competing speaking of the games, I hate they took out, even though I know they had to, I hate they took out the Masters division. That was
just for this year.
That's what I'm saying. Just for this year. Even I wish they would bring back the way they did it with regional style as Masters, because that kind of took all the air out of my wings.
Yeah, well, they had these guys all got together and put on a Masters competition. The Masters Fitness Collective, I think is what it was called.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But yeah, so everybody that qualified to go to the games competed in this competition if they wanted to. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty big event, man. It was big. It was a big deal.
Because that's cool. Like even saying those master guys, like those guys who compete in the 55 and plus, man, those guys are jacked. They get
Oh
after
yeah,
it. You can't tell them that they not competing just as hard as Frazier's competing. So
oh yeah, big time. It's incredible how good a shape them guys are in.
yeah, so it was a fun games. I wish they would have did it like the Iron Games did it, but understand why they changed it because of the logistics of it and just people being in different regions. You want to make sure everyone had the maximum opportunity to put their best foot forward instead of just people in Australia trying to do it at 2 a.m. compared to somebody in New York doing it at 9 o'clock at night. You know, everybody
Yeah.
kind of do it on a fair game and get your stuff in. So
Mm-hmm. So when do they? When is the when do they meet next for the finals?
I think it's in October. First week in October.
Is it?
Let's see. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. I mean, if you think about so who do you think is gonna win it?
Well, I mean,
Who's your pick?
you'd be stupid to say anything anybody else other than Tia and
Oh, well,
Matt. You know,
that's the easy thing to say.
right?
Let's throw some wild cards out there. You think one of these new guys, Noah Olsen, could push Matt Frazier? At
Yeah,
least make him uncomfortable.
I think on the men's side that Olsen probably has the best chance at upsetting him, and on the women's side, man,
Got to pick a wild card. You can't go with the easy person.
yeah. I'm
Think
thinking
Haley Adams.
the only person it's either going to be Brooke or Haley, one of the two, because they're the only ones that can hang with her on the strength portions of stuff.
Brooke. I love Brooke. She's a very good athlete, but she always lets me down at the actual CrossFit competitions. It seemed like
Yeah,
she never like hits. And maybe you're right. Maybe this is the time where she kind of was just like 5-on-5. We used to like five people again. It's not the whole swarm of everybody competing against each other. Maybe she could just lock in and just kill some workouts. So
shoot, you look at Brooke Wells's this the workout she did this weekend. She didn't finish. Uh, she finished one workout, the 1 rep max front squat. She finished it in 10th place. But other than that, her lowest finish for the rest of the events was her highest finish was 8th.
like I said,
She
she
was in
no,
the top 10 of everything.
but she always does good in the opens. Like the open, she always does good. Like I said, I think if she locks in, she could push Tia because she's just as strong as Tia is. Brooke Wells has always been a strong athlete. She's a
Hmm.
strong athlete. She trains with don't she trains with Catherine and isn't she on the comp train as well?
Yeah, yeah,
So she trains as a comp train, which means she has that elite level training where you have what Ben I know he doesn't focus on just the training, but he also focuses on the mindset and understanding
yeah.
what you need to do to get there and how to be I don't want. I'm about to screw that whole word up. Strategic. How to be strategic about the event. So maybe with just the five people competing, she's able to lock in and focus and not get distracted by because it's easy to get distracted after one bad workout. 20 people, we have a longer ladder to climb at. So now it's just only 5 spots. You can recover from a bad workout and get right back into it if you because those times are going to be very close together. So
Hmm.
I think she could. Yes, sir, that's a good one. Catherine, I don't know about Catherine. It's gonna be fun. It's tough to call on the women's side. T is my favorite athlete, but I would like to. Is after a while, you like to root for the underdog, just for the competitive thing, just to somebody to come from behind and push the leader a little bit to make them better. So,
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch. I really feel like it's going to be a memorable one.
so you call in. How they gonna? Do you know how they're gonna do the programming? Is it going to be streamed?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, this final will be streamed. about positive of that.
So yeah. So I'm calling it. I'll say if I have to pick a wild card, I'll say Noah Olsen, and I'm gonna give it. I'll give it to Brooke Wells. Even though we know Matt Frazier and T are gonna probably run away with it, hands down. No, knock on none of the other athletes. It's like Jordan and LeBron in their prime. It's just like they have another gear that they know how to reach, another like pain level they know how to get to just get through the workouts and complete. Like I said, once Tia got over that mental hurdle of knowing like she could do this and she's like locked in, she's been like killer. I remember she told the story about when she lifted 275, that 275 clean and jerk. She didn't know what she was supposed to do. The judges couldn't confirm if she was supposed to lift it or not. She was just like, screw it, throw it on there. She just threw it on there. She just did it. Being able to lock in and just get the work done. She actually pointed in the cameras that intensity, like, okay, I'm about to go do some clean and jerks myself. So, I don't know this off subject, but I'm gonna send you a link. If you ever want to watch something that's interesting, it was a Olympic lifting coach from Notre Dame. She breaks down all the clean and jerks, every clean and jerk from the 2019 CrossFit Games, and she like breaks down their technique, breaks down their form. It's pretty interesting when she goes through it. So,
well, cool.
It's a pretty good event. So, what else you got on the CrossFit Games, Dad? I think
that's about
hit it all, man. We'll come back and revisit this, and so that's that. That officially is on record as saying Brooke Wells is going to win the female side of the CrossFit Games. So when we come back and revisit this in October, Brooke Wells, if you're listening to it, Thad has your back, and remember, you're always welcome on the show. So,
yeah, buddy. Man, as far as those guys, man, I'd like to see that Justin Madero's kid make some waves.
I just hope the stage ain't too big for him. Like it's one thing. It's one thing to compete at home by yourself in your gym, but it's another thing to get there with veteran CrossFit athletes, Matt Frazier and Noah Olsen, and like just knowing what to do, knowing how to move through workouts, knowing when to push it, knowing when to hit that next gear, and just knowing how to compete. It's a whole nother like you just see Frono when he'll do it back in the day. He just knew like I'm gonna go at my pace. And I'm gonna force you. If you're gonna go out strong, you're gonna go out. I'm gonna force you to keep that pace because I'm not gonna change the pace that I'm going at. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. So,
well, this guy won. Justin Madero's. He won the Filthy 150 last year.
Okay, man, but it's different when those lights and cameras are on you. Thad, it's a whole nother ball game.
That's a big competition. That's a sectional he won.
No, man, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. So you saying he's gonna win it, or you saying he's gonna make a push?
No, I'd just like to see him make some waves.
Make some waves. Some new blood. It's good to have the new blood come into it and compete and have fun with it. So these new names, it'd be cool if CrossFit had jerseys. Yeah. You buy like CrossFit Games athlete jersey or whatever. Are they still under that exclusive deal with Reebok, huh? Or can they wear their Nikes and no bulls to the game?
I thought last year was the last year. Maybe this year is the last year for it. I think it is. I know one thing, everybody that got to do this competition this weekend, they got one heck of a package from Reebok.
Oh, really?
Oh, shorts and shoes. We got about 3 pairs of shoes, 3 or 4 pairs of shoes, and all kinds of shorts and shirts and all kinds of stuff.
And one thing I hate about it, I love Reebok by the fact that they take a shot on these type of sports. Like on UFC, on like the CrossFit, like they came in head first and was like, hey, we're going to back you. And now you see like the Nikes and all these other sports coming in and being like, oh, like the Nike is like the New York Yankees of merchandising. It's like they let the small, I want to say Reebok, it's not like Reebok are smaller, but they let Reebok kind of fill it through, make them successful. And once it's successful, Nike comes in and throws a shit ton of money on it and it just takes it. You know what I'm saying? Which is not fair. Yeah. And Reebok kind of owed their respect by helping CrossFit reach the levels that it's at by grabbing onto it when it looked like you was working out in Coach shoes. Those shoes were horrible. The first pair of they call them classic now, but there's nowhere around the fact that those were some ugly, ugly shoes, might I add. So,
yeah. But I tell you what, you can't wear them out.
No, man, you can't. The only reason I don't have my ones is because I ran a Spartan race in them, and I threw them muddy in the back of my truck, and the mud turned into concrete, and I just threw them in the trash. But I still got my Nano 2. I still got my Nano 2s, and those things, they don't look like new, but they still feel and function as if it's a new shoe. It's a very high quality shoe.
Yeah, I have some 2s I wear around all the time.
It's not like we don't have to add a shoe review to our repertoire.
Yeah. So look, we've talked about the the people who we thought might win it, or who we know is going to win it, and if there's any sleepers out here. So what about these people that we feel like is kind of washed up now?
Oh man, I don't like to call them washed up. It's so wrong to say. I don't want to say washed up, but like the guys who just kind of chugging along like this. Let's rephrase washed up for the guys who are still competing at high level, but just age is just catching up with them. Isn't it? You cannot fight for the time, no matter what you do. You can't fight it.
No, and hopefully we'll see the end of Brent Fitkowski. With all his whining and crying. I'm sure he's going to have a bunch of excuses for this here, but I mean, the point is everybody is on the same playing field. Everybody's doing the same workouts. Everybody's doing them in the comfort of their own gyms, more than likely. And look who number one is. I mean, it's proven the fittest people are going to win.
No matter what it is. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like these, and I remember he used to always complain about tall athletes don't perform well in online workouts. They're not catered for the taller athlete. It's catered for the smaller guy. Like, man, just suck it up and do the workout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't, like you said, I don't know the guy. I never met him before, but I don't like the excuses and the complaining after you don't win something. You know what I'm saying? Just get out there and compete. Get out there and do what you do. Like, yeah, we understand you work. We understand you do this. Like, shoot, Chandler Smith, this guy is a full-time military guy who has one thing. He still manages to not complain, manages to get out there and compete. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just get out there and do the work. Like, you don't need to make no excuses. So, some of these guys don't have the best equipment in the world. Like, this guy has access to a lot of equipment to do what he needs to do to get to where he's at. It's just, maybe it's just not you. Maybe you're just not elite. So
that's what I was telling you last night. I feel like we're fixing to see the changing of the guard in CrossFit, just like NASCAR or anything like that. You got all these drivers in there now that are like, they're little kids almost.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're the up and coming guys, and it's just the old guys retire, the new guys come in. And,
you can't tell me Jeff Gordon is not the greatest NASCAR driver of all time. He will be. He's the greatest to me. Jeff Gordon. Gordon's the greatest to me. I know you don't like Gordon because he's from California. He's not a Southern NASCAR. Look, man, when I was a kid, I know we're getting off subject. When I was a kid, I don't know if you remember the cartoon Speed Racer, Go Speed Racer Go. I remember ESPN played off of that and they used that to promote Jeff Gordon. And I thought Jeff Gordon was speed racing. I would literally sit and watch NASCAR every Sunday and I would root for Jeff Gordon because he was cool. He was, like you say, he was the young up and comer now. Yeah. And like you said, that phasing out. Now he's retired in the booth, and now you have these younger guys coming up. These younger guys are coming into the sports. It's even with basketball. You look at LeBron James, he's 30, he's like 36 years old now. Remember, he was a kid, but now you have like these younger guys just coming in and competing. And it's hard to see that. And even in CrossFit, it's like you see the changing of the guard to like the Neil Maddoxes, the Rich Fronings, the Annie Thor's daughters, like the Sam Bridges, all these athletes we used to just always being up there, always competing, always rooting for them. They just they're not high level athletes, just like the younger athlete is coming in and they're just like hungry. And then I want to say it's their fault because they made CrossFit so cool to where these younger guys are coming in at such a young age and dominating it, like Tiger Woods in golf. Like everybody says, Tiger Woods can't compete. No, it's a fact because Tiger Woods bred this whole generation of the golf athlete, the guys that want to that is cool to lift weights. It's cool to drive the ball 300 yards. He created all these athletes, and now they caught up to him. So what can he do? Like, you just gotta pass the torch and move on to the and don't be grumpy about it, and then let the new guy shine. So
yep, that's it. You got to move on. Time rolls on.
But it's gonna be fun. That we're not moving you out the way. You still young. You still a young buck in all the hearts and the. Even though me and Nick like to call you the grumpy cat, but you still. We're not gonna push you out the way yet. So
yeah, no, not yet.
All right, man. So I think we up on the clock here. Anything else you want to any other tidbits you want to add about the games coming up?
No, I'm just excited to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, me too, man. It's good. It's like you say, coming up in October, watching these 5 guys compete is gonna be 5 girls, 5 guys, throw down, no excuses, nobody to get in the way. It's just best of the best. Like it's you have no room for error. No room for error. Just get out there and compete. So
I tell you what I am excited about is that the Open, when it's time for the Open to roll around, it's going to be back in February like it used to be.
So it's going back to February, man. That October was it threw me off. I didn't because they had the 2 opens. I don't want to get into that diatribe of the Open, but they had 2 opens back to back, and this kind of threw me off for that year. And I hadn't been dedicated to the Open since. But now since it's going back to February, you actually could go into it because it's hard to get into workout mode during the holiday season. I mean, I'm trying to eat fattening foods. So normally I kick it back in January and get rolling again. So that's cool. I'm glad to see the Open is back. And you like to see your season start at the beginning of the year, not at the end of the year. So
right. Exactly.
That's good. All right.
Man.
Oh yeah. And just a couple of announcements. We got a lot of fun and exciting things coming up. We're going to have a show here on Sunday at 7:30. We have a guy, professional. I don't want to say we talked about bodybuilding, but we have a guy named Stephen Ray who's going to be on, who's going to give us kind of a detailed look into the mindset of bodybuilding, how much work you got into it, how hard it is, and just kind of give everybody insight to the diet and what it takes to kind of live in that world. So like I say, there's many different, we might joke about bodybuilding and all these other things. We're CrossFit guys, but we also know that you have to do what you like to do. If bodybuilding's your thing, do it, enjoy it, and then, make it fun. But you could also find this episode on YouTube. We're going to upload it to Apple Podcasts. Follow us at MOF_podcast. Follow Thad at King Thad. Like I said, I always thought that's the coolest built-in name that he has. Follow me at EJ_Doyle on Instagram. And with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Any last words, Thad?
Nope. We'll see y'all in a week. In 1 week.
See you in a week. Exactly a week. Well, a little bit less than a week, in 6 days. So download the show, like, share, subscribe. Even if you don't listen, a wise man once said, just download. Just download and give us those 5 stars. Download, give us those 5 stars, and don't even forget about us. Just keep downloading. All right. Until next time.
Cue the cool drop. Drop.